Hi, my name is Evgeny, I'm also known as Tamko, and today I'm going to tell you how to create a very simple loop using machine hardware only. And from very beginning, let's start from brief hardware review. So this is Maschine Studio. Maschine Studio is the heart of machine software. You can see here all the buttons you need to create music using hardware only and never watching to your laptop screen. And second gear is the Maschine Jam. Maschine Jam is also very interesting hardware. It's not so complicated as Maschine Studio, but it has some very specific and unique features that can help you. And you cannot do same things on Maschine Studio using Maschine Jam. And also we will use Komplete Kontrol sometimes, but it's not the most important in this video. Okay, so let's start from creating a very simple beat, and I will explain you about some areas of Maschine Studio. Here is the main part. It's groups. Each group is something like instrument. For example, group A can be a drum kit, group B can be bass, group C can be pad, group D can be lead, and so on. So you can upload different instruments in each group, and then you can configure it, mute, solo, and so on. So I'm going to put drums to group A. So I just push it. It's already highlighted because I don't have any other groups, so it's the only one where I can create something right now. Okay, I push browse button. Okay, when I push browse button, I see two different screens, and first screen show me type of content I can upload to group A. For example, if I push to the left, you can see here left and right, and buttons up here control it. If I push to the left, I can see projects. So project is absolutely ready, finished song that was placed here by native instruments, and you can choose from them, and you can choose any of this project, and you can listen to it and maybe to give some examples for yourself and to get some inspiration how projects can be done. Okay, let's skip it. Second one is groups. Group, it's ready to make music drum kit. For example, 808 kit. If I push it, you see it was uploaded here, and it's already ready. Each button here means different type of drum. For example, here is a kick, snare, hi-hat, and so on. I can change different drawings of drum pattern, choosing it here on Maschine Jam, like this. Different sounds, right? But we will not use it because we want to create drums by ourselves. So let's push undo button. Now everything is empty again. So let's go further, and we go push to the right, and we can see here different sounds. Let's skip them. Instruments. Here we can see VST plugins. We will look at them. We will look at them later. Effects and samples. Yeah, that's what we need. Here you can see 30,000 of different samples. It's too much, right? And you will never get enough time to listen to all of them. Now I want to find a kick drum, so I can make this number less using this button. It has touch screen like your mobile phone, and if I just push the button here, put my finger here, we can see here drums, loops, and one-shots. I want to choose drums. Now, here is new phrase, all subtypes. I also can just put my finger here, even not pushing it, just put your finger. And you can see here different types of drums, clap, hi-hat, kick, and so on. I want to choose kick. And then here you can see again all sub-styles. I put my finger here again and I can see acoustic, analog, digital, distorted, and so on. I want to choose analog. So I can see here drums, then kick in drums, and analog in kicks. Okay, and now we have only 665 results. Let's find something very popular like Roland 808. I like this one because it's loud enough. Okay, so if I want to choose it, I can push load or I can push this big button. Yes, I think you noticed already that you can pre-hear the sounds when you choose between them. It's very, very useful when you want to create music. You don't need to upload each sound to the button to listen to it and then to go to the next. You don't need to do that. Okay, so now my kick drum is here on this button. So I will push browse again to quit from this menu, and I want to create very simple straight kick. To do this, I need to create a pattern. Pattern, it's a music area from here to here that will be looped back again. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. The part from 1 to 4 is a square, and my pattern can contain 1 square or maybe 2 or 4 squares and so on. I want to make something very, very short, so I want to create pattern just from 1 square. So I push button pattern here, and here I can see pattern length, right? It's not working until I push record button. Okay, now I pushed record button and you can see here system offers me pattern length by default. By default it's 4 squares. You can change this number, you can change default number in settings of machine. I want to make just 1 square. You can see this area becomes shorter, just 1 square. And I push metro button to turn on the metronome. So now I want to hear metronome and start recording. You can see my line here now. It's not the beginning, and if I want to set it to beginning, I can scroll this button, for example, or I can push shift and record. You can see here upper than rec button, here is written count in. It means that system will make 4 shots of metronome, and only after these 4 shots it will start recording. Let's try it. Okay, something wrong. Let's try once again. Maybe it was not loaded. Yeah, once again. Yeah. Now we can see this drum. Maybe I was a little bit off beat, so I need to quantize it. If I want to quantize it, I need to push this button, quantize. Yeah, now it's strictly at the same hits when metronome hits. So now I can turn metronome off. Now I hear only kick drum. Okay. Now I hear it, but I also want to see it, and I don't want to use my laptop. How can I do it? I need to push this button, events. After I push events button, I see lines, right? I see lines with my pattern drawings. You can see here and here. Left side is the whole view of one pattern. And right side is something like zoom in and zoom out. So if I use this knob, I can make it bigger or less. But here is this view is the same. So now I think I want to make this pattern twice longer. Okay, so now that's why I push pattern button and I push double. Now I push events again. It's twice longer. Okay, I want to make this kick drum more interesting, and in this case I can use step mode. Step mode exists on both Maschine Studio and Maschine Jam. For example, if I want to use Maschine Studio, I push step mode, yes, and I can see my kick drum. You can see here 16 lines, so each one is a note, but I have two pages, right, because I make double. If I want to see second page, I need to use this second knob and I can switch between them. For example, on first page I want to add something like this, but it isn't on the second page, and on second page I can do something like this. Okay? Interesting. So I want to mention one thing, that by default these buttons are sensitive to the power of your hit. If I hit it very light, it's not loud, but if I hit it in huge power, it becomes louder. So for example, I can make sound growing like this. Okay? And the very interesting thing in Maschine Studio is that you can do the same thing when you use step mode. For example, if I disable these buttons, I can hit them very light, like this. And they will be very quiet. Yeah, and second page is still loud because it was loud. And at the same time, I can make them very loud if I hit them loudly. Right? Okay, but if I want to make some electronic beat and I don't want to push their live loud or not loud, I can use special mode. This mode, the name of this mode is fixed level. It means that it doesn't matter if I push this button loud or quiet, velocity will be the same. So if I push fixed level, I can choose here which level it will be. For example, I want to make each hit of kick drum as loud as possible. So that's why I scroll this knob to the maximum, 127 points. It's the highest velocity in MIDI. So now I can choose it again, and the second page, and now all velocities here will be 127. Everything will be very loud. Yeah, if I want to restart from this beat from very beginning, I can push the button restart. Again. Okay. Nice. Now I will show you how to add here hi-hat, for example, and I will show you step mode on Maschine Jam. Let's go out from step mode. So I push step mode button, okay? And now I want to add here hi-hat. So I push this button, another button, but it's still inside a group because I create one common kit for a group. And now I push browse again, and now I still want to hear drums and analog, but I want to have hi-hat, not kick. So I use this knob and choose hi-hat closed. Let's choose 808 again. Okay, I like this one, it's very soft and now it's nice sounding. I push browse to go out from this menu. Okay. Let's restart our loop. push events button to see the draw. And now I want to create hi-hat pattern using Maschine Jam, not Maschine Studio. So I push step mode. Now we can see here 16 buttons. Each one is velocity. So if I push this one, loudness of each of my hit will be very quiet. If I push this button, it will be as much loud as possible. It will be 127 velocity. So if I use these buttons, the name of this mode is 16 velocities. You can also use it here. If I push step mode, no, it's another place. Forget about this. Okay, let's try to draw this hi-hat. Yeah, you can hear it from here, from Maschine Studio and from Maschine Jam. You can draw it with your fingers using these buttons. Let's try. Okay, nice. And now I want to make them very loud. This is the highest velocity. And now I want to make something like delay. So I push another velocity and do this. Then I choose more quiet velocity. Yeah, nice groove, right? Okay. Yeah, I told about groove. So now we can make some groove. For example, I can push macro, and here macro, right? I push to the left, groove, and I can add swing. For example, 15%. Okay, nice. Let's record snare. Choose this button, browse. Not snare, clap. Okay, I like this one. Let's try. Okay, but now I think that this snare is too loud. So I can push events, select, and I choose this clap. No, sorry. I push select here. And I choose the snare. Now all my snares in this pattern are highlighted. So now I want to make them a little not so loud. So I push select again to quit from this menu. And I need to turn this knob to get the highest velocity, 127. And now I make it less. Yeah, now it's much softer, right? There is another trick if I want to add some humanize to this. Let me find it. Okay, maybe not this time. And I think my time is over. It's almost 20 minutes. I want to add here also one instrument, okay? Because I need to do everything in one take. So that's why I have some delays. Let's add instrument. Instrument will be located on group B. So that's why I push B. And you see color is different. I can return back to the song view if I push step mode again. And now I have created new group B, and I can locate here instruments. And each button can be different instrument. But I will not do that because I prefer, usually, when each button is separate instrument. For example, B is bass, C is pad or lead, and so on. Because if I make all instruments contained in one group, in future it will be very complicated to control them. So that's why I prefer to place each individual instrument to each individual group, not to place them to each button. So that's why usually in instrument groups I use only the first button. Okay, let's choose bass. So I use here these buttons and I find instruments. Here I can find all instruments that Native Instruments ever published, because I have Complete Ultimate. Many VST plugins and many instruments. But if I don't want to go deeper to each of them, I can find them by groups with the same mode I used when I searched to instruments. So I choose bass, analog bass, monophonic, right? And now I see just 375 results. And now you will hear preview of each one again if I scroll this knob or this button. Okay, let's take something very classic. Okay, basics. So now it's thinking. Yeah, I can push browse again, and if I push sound, I can see the picture of this VST plugin. So now it's Monarch. Monarch, it's software modulation of hardware analog synthesizers. Right? So now I can control this bass from here, and also I can control it from Complete Control. If I push play, right, it's not too loud, but maybe it's loud a little bit. If I want to make my bass more quiet, I can push mix, and here you can see 0 dB. I can make it -1. I can use this knob, or at the same time I can use this knob. -1 dB, okay. So let's create very simple bass. I push shift, count in to hear 4 shots of metronome, and then I can record. And push quantize. Here is my bass. But now you can see this is very straight line, because now system show me only events on these buttons, but it cannot show me exact notes like in piano roll. But I can see it if I change mode, because now we are in pad mode. But I want to go deeper inside this button and to see all events inside this button. So that's why I need to push shift pad mode and to see keyboard. Okay, and now I see all the notes. Cool? I don't like the last one. I want to change it. So I use these buttons and I can push to the left or to the right, and I can choose each one of them. And I want to change the note of last note. Okay, so let's try. I need to push note and to use this ring to change the note. So I can make it upper, or I can make it more down. Okay, let's try maybe this one. Okay, yeah, I like this one much more. Okay, and the last one, let's add some very nice bells, maybe molded instruments, xylophone, bong. Yeah, I like it. Nice. Yeah, you can see here it's new group, C group, and I use only one button. Count in. So cool. I'm sure that I was not really straight on beat, but it still sounds good. If I want to quantize it just a little bit, I can push Shift quantize, and you can see here is written 50%. So it means that system will quantize my events in between real line and my event. So if line is here and my hit was here, if I put Shift quantize, it will be located here. If I put it once again, it will be located here. And again, it will be divided by 2 every time until it reaches the line. But it will never reach the line, it will always make it closer just in half until I push really quantize. So I will make it just once, Shift and quantize at 50%. Yeah, it's quite nice. So it's very simple beat. I could finish on this place, but I also want to show just one very specific and unique function of Maschine Jam. It's perform function. 1 minute. My recording on upper camera finished, so I want to start a new one again. Okay, the last function I want to show you. I can put different perform effects to each group. So that's why I push A. This is the only time when I need laptop screen. Sorry that you cannot see it. Just believe me. I push Shift, perform, and by default it offers me filter. I push this button. Then I do the same for second group, Shift, perform, filter, and the last group, Shift, perform, filter. So now in perform mode, I can use smart strips to add AQ filter. It's like a DJ sound. You can just hear it. Let's start from very beginning. Okay? And now I push my fingers here and I will turn filter on. Okay? And now I want to mute drums. So I push mute and A. Not now? Now. Okay? I can... all these patterns that play together is one scene. So if I push scene, I can see a scene. I want to create second scene that will contain drums. So that's why I push scene and push duplicate. So now on my laptop you can see it again. I choose special mode. I will not describe the meaning of this mode, not this time. And I can change something in another scene until previous scene haven't finished. So now I can turn drums on scene number 2. Okay, and now I'm going to make something like a nightclub. I want to turn my filters on. And then I want to change scene when it will be finished. That's all. Yeah, I haven't prepared the last part, so I think it was not a very good idea to try to show it now, but it doesn't matter. Okay, thank you for your attention, and I hope you like my first lessons of creating a very simple loop. See you later.